Hey everybody, Chris Holden here, the lead artist of Italphonic. I'm going to be discussing using the Atavirta set in the Nexus editor today. What I have here in the scene right quick here, this is like the default ocean, big empty scene. I just dragged in a few pieces real quick here, and you can find these pieces in the roll-up bars tab, the objects tab under brushes. The very first objects, which is Atavirta. Well, this set has a lot of items here, brushes that you can choose from. Pretty much anything below Ada Vertigo and so on is usually level specific stuff, so if you were able to use it in some way, it might be a bit more creatively, though there is a few down here like this wall and the waterfall pieces and such, but most of the stuff happens in the Ada vegetation and above, all the way up to starting with Ada block. A lot of these original pieces are sort of like modular pieces. They're just different chunks and like rocks, rubble, and things that can be placed around floors and walls, stairs, etc. And I'm just going to cover quickly using a few of those modular pieces to make a scene. First of all, this is just one of the floors. There's several different types of floors. You can just swing down here to add a floor. There's like a few different kinds here. There's a different one with different kind of stone on it, which actually is good with DX11, so you can see the cool DX11 features later on. But we're just going to focus on a few simple pieces. So anyway, here's the floor piece. Here's a stone underscore brick. This is the stairs, and I actually used Ada block to trim it, just by placing the Ada block pieces here and rotating them. Really useful for making some quick set of stairs. And I'm just going to compile just a simple scene really quick with these, just by dropping in a few pieces. You select them, you hit Control C, you can copy them out. You can set up the grid to be a bit more precise. I'm just going to go quick here and not really worry about it. Get a little sloppy, but it's not really that important for this video. Just showing off a few quick features. So yeah, there's that floor. I'm just going to make it a little wider so there's some place to run around on it. Set up a quick second floor here and just slide these stairs over. Did I make that wall too high? Whoops, that's what I get for not even testing it at all. Slide that down real quick. And yeah, I should go just to Control G, jump right in. Yeah, just run around on this. Good to go. I mean, you could technically have a one-on-one deathmatch map right here with this, but obviously this is pretty simple, so I'm gonna expand it just a little bit for fun. Just a quick copy paste of some pieces. Whoops, set that from local to view. Slide this over here. Good enough. Keep this over here for another set of stairs. Gives you like 2 ways up. Makes it like everything's kicking ass. So that should be fine. Let's see how that moves. Alright, perfect. So I can run around. Get a full little circle here. So that's cool. But one of the cool things about the Atavirta set is all the vegetation. I'm going to talk about that right now. Okay, so the vegetation. One thing you might have to do is go to your Steam folder, and under the Nexus folder, under Nexus, you'll find the folder of all the .pak or pack files. These contain all the game data, and you might have to extract from the game data.pak the libs /vegetation.veg and grassesbendable.veg, so you can load them into the editor. Alright, now back to the editor. So in the terrain tab, there's the vegetation tab. You'll have to click the import vegetation library, and of course, like I said earlier, you may have to dig these up. Open the vegetation one, and you'll get this tab down here that says vegetation. drop down this arrow and you'll see there's 5 different bushes here to select from. Number 5, this is the one that usually gets placed the most. Well, there we go. It's a large, oh, I see what's going on here, I'm lagging. This is a larger bush. It's good for just kind of filling up an area with a bunch of stuff. I like to just place a bunch of them just to be filler. Actually, they're just disappearing. The LODs are disappearing really fast. Oh no. Probably because I'm capturing video and it's taking up all my memory. Well, since we're not going to be rendering, I'm just going to place just a few more to kind of fill out the area, give you the idea how these things work. And by the way, once I have that selected, I'm just shift clicking, and once you click it, you can kind of drag it around. It'll be based on the collision of what surfaces you have it on, so you can see. There's a good example here on the steps. If I drag it down, actually I have 2 selected now and they're actually moving at different times. They'll follow the collision, so they're actually right on the floor down here still. So that's pretty useful. Anyway, this vegetation set, there's 5 different bushes. Each one, this is more like a large flat one for covering a lot of area. It's just a combination of just different ferns and leaves. Just gotta place a few really quick. I'm gonna get 2 into it. Next one up, vegetation. Bush 3, again, just another bush, just a little smaller. 2 is a smaller fern. Good for once you've got, you know, a lot of your base vegetation down, you throw these guys in to fill some area up. And finally, we have a bush 05, which is a small, pointy. Whoops, added the wrong one. This guy, yeah. Really good for final details and just making things look fancy. Actually, it's really good if you scale it up and use its silhouette information with the lighting. It's great for that because of those thin fronds. So great. There's all the vegetation you deal with. The next thing would be vines. Now, the one reason I didn't put the vines actually in the vegetation, even though they do use the basic swaying information, is because they need to be placed by hand more than the way these vegetation items are placed by the collision that they would sit upon. So you need to be more specific with these vines. So let me put this big one in here. Vine 07, there's 7 different ones. Vine 07 is the largest one. It's good for covering a big amount of space, or being like your big start vine. You want to place a few to designate here's where vines are going to be. Then you place a few smaller ones. Really, the idea of plants is just have fun with it. Build around. Enjoy yourself. It's plants. Yeah. So there's a few things you probably want to fill in or correct, but ideally that's pretty much it for working with this set. You've got your vegetation, your vines, the basic modular pieces. There's also tons of other pieces to play around with, and yeah, feel free to get creative with it, and you should be able to make deathmatch maps with this set really fast. Thanks for watching.